Honestly, I kind of let them, say what they say, but for the most part, I'm just being me. And being me and being myself is, been the strongest thing for me. I am who I am every single day. And I guess from my side, it's been easy to connect with a lot of those guys. So, likewise, them saying the same thing about me, I'm saying the same thing about them because, they welcome me with open arms and just super grateful to be with them. So,
what's important to you about leadership?
Biggest thing I think is, obviously proving it from the start. So, when I first got in here, proving it through winter workouts, and then second, being vocal and taking charge. I think I've done a really good job of it, but continue to do so and continue to gain trust, continuity throughout everything. So weird to say that because, going in, I knew that was the biggest thing is being able to, take over a group and continue to lead them and, build the trust. That was something that was really big, on my part. But how easy it's been, how pure it's been, how genuine it's been, man, I can't thank them enough. And then also just the continuity, man, you can't fake it. It's just real, and it's something that we've worked hard at. But most of all, it's just the respect we have for each other, on and off the field.
You mentioned before, about just being yourself. Where does that comfort come from, and how has it played out since you've gotten here?
I think just the way I was born and raised, being in Hawaii, never been one to fake it. I am who I am, and I continue to be myself with these guys because I think, I don't know, something I heard from Oklahoma is they'll, pick out a fake right away. So for me, I'm just who I am. I'm genuine, and I'm grateful to be here. So I think it goes way back, and just from a trust standpoint, really trusted him. Loved playing in his offense, the way he's able to strategically use people and put them in good positions to go play, and win a lot of ball games while scoring a lot of points. So that's something I really love about it. But most of all, I just love how he continues to push me to get to levels, I didn't think I had. And, that's obviously why we're, back together. So super grateful for him. And I know every time I've played with him and, throughout just spring ball to fall camps to season, I've progressed in a super positive way. So, I mean, in all aspects, right? Like, I think that's the coolest thing about Coach Lebby is that he evolved and he continues to. And I think you just look at college football, that's what you have to do if you want to stay relevant, if you want to continue putting up points, because of the fact that there's always, annual self-scouts about, how people looked over the season. I think as he's continued to evolve, from UCF to now, I mean, it is night and day difference. Just little things that we're trying to get to, different answers from UCF. Now they're different here, and you have those answers. So, I think it'll continue to grow. Even if you ask me today, looking into season, it'll continue to grow because it's all based on personnel, based on, what we're best at running and what we're best at, obviously producing that. So, back at UCF, I think it was a bit easier of a transition just because they had a year under their belt with it. And, I was coming in. And, from a quarterback perspective, you're pushing it, but, the guys lining up helps you push it as well. So here, it's been a transition, but at the same time, they've been really good at it. It's an adjustment as anything, right? But from what I've seen through 5 practices, man, they've been pushing it well. O-line's starting to understand it and kind of get, the gist of it when, ball placement, where to get, and how to get your eyes back, for the receivers. So.
Do you like playing at that quick of a tempo, and what does that do for you as far as keeping defenses sort of on the field?
I do. I think, you got to utilize it to your, advantage, and, that's our edge. But I feel like just playing in it, you can take advantage of a lot of opportunities of them not being set. And then likewise, just being able to push it on them, as you start to, get into long play drives, you can definitely see, defense just start to get a lot more tired, a lot more, draggy, but that's where you take advantage. That's where you smell blood in the water and you continue to push. So I love that question because I was talking to my dad about it. It's just, I think it's a different mindset, right? Like just even with Coach Venables talking about championship strain, effort with technique, the physicality, right? It's just different from a defensive-minded head coach on that part, in the mentality. But on the second side, I just love situational ball. You know, he's always thinking about situations, putting yourself in those situations. So on those two ends, I think that's the biggest difference. He's super talented. You know, obviously he can spin the ball, but also just all around a talented guy, you know. And I think, you know, early on, it's just being a freshman, I was in his shoes, right? And I know, you know, he should be in high school right now, but he, you know, took the chance of coming here earlier to learn, to get ahead. And there's going to be challenges regardless, but the way he's continued to fight and learn and continue to grow, you know, I try to give him, you know, 2 cents here and there, but for the most part, man, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's got to improve on. It's just continuous strain every single day. So I think it's farther along than I thought it would be, right? Just with the short amount of time, but I think we sped that up on purpose, you know, just with the QBs and the receivers, knowing that we would have to get ahead so that during spring we could make the, you know, the necessary things to build the continuity we want, you know, going into summer, fall camp. But I feel really good about it. Winter was really good. Winter workouts, you know, winter throwings. I feel really good about all the guys, you know, and obviously during those throwing sessions we got a lot closer. So just through it all, I feel like we're farther along than I thought I would or thought we would be. So I'm pretty proud about that. So yeah, I think Coach GJ was just a great guy to me. You know, obviously, just was genuine dude about what, you know, also went on and, you know, just the whole process of going through it. You know what I mean? It's a difficult process because, you know, it's not necessarily you want to leave or go necessarily. It's just the transfer process is difficult, right? Because you want to make it right. You want to make it worth it. But at the same time, the biggest thing I learned from him was just let it all, you know what I mean, happen. You know, God's got a plan for it all. You know, I truly believe I'm here for a reason. And you can't write it up, you know what I mean? I'm back with Coach Lebby and back with a bunch of dudes who are just great guys. And I know I'm right where I'm supposed to be. So, you know, with Coach Kenny, he's just been an ear, you know, for me to, you know, talk to. But then also, you know, I've been able to just learn a lot from him and what he's been through in college, NFL, and post-NFL. So
Where did that relationship begin with him, and how did you guys bond early?
I think we had a lot of similarities. You know, him coaching in Hawaii, obviously knew where I was born and raised. Then, you know, when he got to UCF, just was able to have great conversations and respect each other on both, you know, the football side, but also in life in general. And got really close to my family too. So, you know, love Coach Kenny and grateful for him. Yeah, so Brent was filming ESPN series for, I forget what that, some kind of team series, right? And there'd be an episode every week. And, you know, we got super close, you know, just during my time being sidelined. And I just learned a lot about him, asked a bunch of questions, you know, because a lot of times, you know, just being on the sideline, you communicate more, and it's a different perspective for me. But just as I got close to him, I mean, just so many stories he would tell me. You know, he had obviously told me about going overseas before, you know, and doing that. And I didn't know he was going, you know, to Ukraine. But, man, it's just a crazy story. And I think he'll forever be remembered for how courageous he was. But most of all, he was just a great guy to me. So I just super thankful I got to meet him. And, you know, obviously rest in peace to him, but prayers to him and his family. Yeah. You know, he had came over to, you know, my house when my family would come up, and we had eaten dinner together, and, you know, he'd been in my house, so it was just crazy to, you know, think about, but just a great man, like a true, genuine man. So I think overall, it's weird to say, but it reminds me a lot of Hawaii in terms of just small town, but also just, man, it's just an easy way of living. You know what I mean? Keep it simple. Life is good. You know, growing up in Hawaii, the island's smaller than you think. It's also bigger than you think. But it's just super simple way of living, and I love it here because of that. You know what I mean? There's no traffic, for one. I love that. And then two, just, man, it's fun. It's a small town, but got a lot of great people to hang out with, a lot of good foods, places to eat at. And then just people helping me around, shoot. Every single guy, you know, checking on me right when I got here. Went out to eat with a bunch of dudes. But just quickly learned my surroundings by going out to eat. So.
You mentioned that, and you said something on social media to the effect of like I'm staying in spring break for the good eats or something
Yeah.
like that. So what's the best place you've eaten at? And what's the place you haven't been to yet that you need to go to?
Man, I love a bunch. Growing up in Hawaii, I just like the wide variety of foods, so I like to try a lot of new things. But love Red Rock, some grilled salmon. Love the Garage is really good. But a lot of Main Street, Campus Corner, there's a lot of good food places. So.
For more information, you can visit TulsaWorld.com.